Now I woke up today, the birds singing, smiling, because I'm excited for sharing these concepts, this message with you today. Something I've been chewing on, contemplating. Some ideas I want to share with you because they've been of tremendous value for me on my spiritual journey. At the beginning, as a neophyte, on my senior attention journey, these concepts have helped shape me, have turned me into the man I am, the character I am today. And so I share these ideas with you in hopes that they are of great value to you too. Let's get out, get the legs moving, get the concepts flowing, get the prana, shakti flowing throughout the body. Now, simply 4 concepts. If you really chew on them and ingrain them in your consciousness, I promise you, you'll be able to overcome the beast, conquer your lower nature. It's not necessarily easy, but simply with these 4 concepts. Number 1, think of the temporary nature of the beauty of the opposite sex. I'm a man, so I speak from this perspective. And of course, gender only has relevance in the context of a bathroom or a bedroom. Really, it doesn't matter your gender, what's in your pants. And that doesn't concern us unless it has to do with the bathroom or bedroom. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Everything's simply the one life energy, right? But number 1, now follow me here. Think of the temporary nature of the beauty of the opposite sex. The young women, the young girls of today are the old women of tomorrow. And this leads us to number 2. Think of the illusory nature of that beauty. Try imagining how beautiful a woman's body is without its skin. What's beneath the skin? Bone, skeleton. Going right back to Mother Earth, when the life energy animating it within it, giving life to it, the source of life leaves the body. The skin and bone go back to the Mother Earth. This body is simply a piece of the earth. We have it, but we don't identify with it. What's sustaining it? This is what we want to live for. Prioritize, give our attention to the life within it. Number 3. This is easy to see. Sex is frustrating. Why? What's the reason? Because the anticipated delight is never fulfilled in the actual act. In other words, it's not as enjoyable as the world would have us believe. As the much advertised pleasure of sex, the uniting of 2 urine producing parts, it's just not as pleasurable as the world tells us. Anybody can practically see this. That number 4, the 4th concept, that sex desire is endless. And this is frustrating because desires for sex are unlimited. But the physical ability to actually engage in the act is limited to a few minutes. It's temporary. A few hours at best. So simply with these 4 concepts, I trust that this will be of tremendous value to you to simply chew on these ideas. Really think about them. It'll help you see through the illusion of womanly or opposite sex attraction. Women can use these ideas too. See that the value is within you. Because when you're whole, you don't need somebody else to complete you. When you're whole, you include them as a part of you, unconditionally. You're not trying to extract some energy or pleasure from them. Because the energy is already within you. Perhaps as a result of committing to celibacy, like me. Not to make it about me. But this sexual energy builds up within you so abundantly. And therefore, you don't feel the need to seek it in someone else. You see, when you see clearly, you see that actually, the act of sex, the pleasure is not in the temporary nerve tickling. It's not in the sensory, fleshly stimulation. It's in the exchange of energy. The life energy. And when you commit to celibacy, naturally, over time, the sexual energy builds up within you so abundantly that there's a sense of contentment and fulfillment and bliss and wholeness and completion within you internally. And therefore, you naturally access the higher realms of thought, of concepts, and embody this as you don't release your life essence. You develop a higher taste and never let this essence go to waste. Looked at the phone, 7:33. Said this in the last video. 33 is a divine synchronicity. The Lord always speaking to me, speaking to us on our spiritual journey. I'm including you as a part of myself, sharing these concepts with you that have been tremendous value to this one. And so, seeing our attention. Because when you commit to this journey, the lower desires, sexual desires, become insignificant. When you have the real thing, unending bliss, it's easy to give up the counterfeits. When you have the real thing, a life of knowledge, eternity and bliss and wholeness, it's easy to give up the counterfeits. What is the counterfeit? Well, the counterfeit is the idea. What is sex but an idea in consciousness? Two coming together in the flesh, but it's much deeper than a bodily physical act. Because again, it's not so much about the sensory pleasure, the seeming, temporary nerve tickling that we associate with pleasure. It's actually the exchange of life energy and the uniting of that life energy. The polarity, the masculine and feminine, uniting. But when you commit to seeing your attention, the masculine and feminine build up within you. And thus there's wholeness. And you don't seek it outside of you. So the polarity within you, there's a certain equanimity. Because these forces of nature within you are built up abundantly through your unwavering commitment to the journey. So simply, again, these 4 concepts, which is the heart of these video, but I've been chewing on, excited to share with you, because now these concepts are very obvious. It's something you don't have to think about. When you make the wholehearted commitment, when you're all in, there's no option of going back, then it's automatic. You don't have to think about it. But I think about it in order to share it. I chew on it in order to express it. I know what has been of tremendous value for this one, and thus the heart is excited to relay it, to pass it on, to pass the torch on, to pave the way for somebody else so that they may find their way. So 4 concepts quickly, again, because I know I can get off on tangents and it may not be so easy to follow the stream of consciousness, but it's authentic because it's not cut. There's no clips. 4 concepts. 1, think of the temporary nature of the beauty of the opposite sex. The young girls of today are the old women of tomorrow. Number 2, think of the illusory nature of that beauty. Try imagining the beauty of a woman's body without its skin. What's beneath it? Skeleton. Number 3, sex is frustrating. Why? What's the reason? Because the anticipated delight is never fulfilled in the actual act. So, basically, simply put, it's not as pleasurable or enjoyable as the world, as Maya, would have us believe. Number 4, sex desire is endless. Desire, not just sex, but any desire, is an endless energy field, always looking to consume and seek something outside of itself, as if it wasn't already within. And this is frustrating. Why? Because the desires for sex are unlimited, but the physical ability to engage in that act is limited to a few minutes, a few moments, hours at best. It's temporary. And what we really seek is eternity, infinite spirit, the eternal reality, which is beyond the 5-sensory 3D reality, which of course we all share. We share this relatability. However, once we pierce through the veil, some of us perhaps are on the threshold, dwellers on the threshold of eternity. We haven't pierced fully through the veil. And so these ideas, these concepts, you chew on them in your consciousness. And I promise, I trust that they'll help you, your spiritual process. God bless.